Hi, Ren,
Hi, Molly.
and welcome to the first ever episode of our podcast, Besties, a broadcast. This is a big deal. It is celebrating 30 years of our friendship, and what better way to celebrate than have a podcast?
Yeah, of course.
Because that's what people do. That's our New Year's resolution. I actually saw a meme that said, it's the start of the year. People should put their podcast equipment away, but we're taking it out.
Yep.
We are ready and we are so excited because it's the first ever episode of the first season, winter season of our new podcast at Besties the Broadcast. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what Besties the Broadcast is about. We have been friends for 30 years. My name is Malika Williams Gregoire. This is Rena Royer, and we have a very long standing, long distance friendship. It is a difficult one, not least because my bestie is insufferable at times. I'm joking. I love her really.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
And the point is, we live abroad, and for majority of the friendship, I would say for at least the last 15, 19 years, we've lived apart from each other. And, I live in the UK, Rena lives in the US. We are actually 6 hours apart at the moment. It is
Yeah.
5:30 a.m.
It is 11:30 p.m.
the day before.
the day before.
So we exist in completely different time zones, but we make it work. Because when you have a friend, well, we've got friendship love, haven't we, Rens? Because
Yes, yeah, I would sure do.
it's not all about romantic love, right? So that's
No,
the
it's
whole
not.
gist as well of the podcast. It's not all about romantic love. Friendship love is a big deal. Because I mean, sometimes where would you be without your girlies or your boys, whatever, you know? But the whole point is we are besties and we make sacrifices to speak to each other because we're not just putting this on for show. Well, we are kind
No.
of, but also we actually make time to
Yeah.
speak because we're both busy people, families, etc. And we have to create, we have to carve out time from our busy schedules to speak to each other. And that's where we are. That's where we are.
So now I will tell you 5 things about my bestie, Molly.
Here we go.
She hates it. Molly is a rock solid lawyer. I think she's a rock star in general, but she is my go-to lawyer. She read a book and I'm waiting for the second one.
It's coming.
She made me a real auntie because we're basically sisters at this point with different moms. And like our moms are like our moms. Both our moms are moms. So I have 2 moms. And I'm still low key jealous that my mom met Meg before me. Kind of pissed off. She knows that. My mom knows. She loves theater, plays, and everything ABBA. Sometimes I feel sorry for her husband, Jeffrey, because he has to live through that.
I don't
Um,
understand that. Like everyone should love ABBA.
I like ABBA, but you like love ABBA. It's like an
Fair.
obsession. She calls me Ren since we've met, and I don't think she knows my name anymore, but I guess she kind of does because she said at the beginning of the
I kind
podcast.
of do. Ish. Your government name.
She became my wifey when my first love, he got really jealous. So I got a wifey. He shall not be named ever in any of the
Are we not?
episodes.
We're not naming and shaming the boys.
No, we're not naming him and shaming him
Fair.
because we're
Fine.
not. I could just hear his laugh right now. She owns the cutest dog, which I'm also an auntie to, Bella. And she has the most beautiful handwriting ever. I low-key need to take handwriting lessons from her.
It's called penmanship, darling. Also, you were meant to say 5 things. I think you're at about like 7.
Like,
So, what about 5 things about my bestie, Rens? She is a mom of twins and a teenage boy. I mean, she's going to have to give me lessons. When my little girl gets to be a teenager, I'm going to take full-blown lessons. But again, that's what the
no, I'm
friendship is
sending
about.
her over to you when she's a teenager.
What
I
do
already
you
made up my
mean?
mind.
My Rena, she works in HR. She is, I mean, she's a good one, that girl. She'll never be without a job because she's just really, really intelligent. She's the smartest. I mean, I guess I'm a bit biased. So you've got that. She's also a dog lover. She's got two dogs. Rens, I know this is a tricky situation because one of your dogs ran away.
But I still have 2 dogs because she'll forever be in my memory.
I mean, that's another story
Yeah,
for another day.
another day.
That's another day. Sorry, where was I? Because you just threw me off there.
I have 2 dogs. I'm like the best dog mom ever, you know?
All right, calm down. Renz is a skilled pianist. Okay, she actually used to teach one of my cousins piano lessons. That used to be so
Oh
fun
my god.
back in the day. She's also a skilled photographer. Yeah, so that's my Renz. That's a bit of an insight into just us, a bit quirky, got our own things that we really like. Yeah, that's us.
So, will you give, like, an intro into our friendship? Because like, I know people wanna know.
Yeah, of course. So, gosh, I mean, where do I start? So, obviously, as I said before, the whole point of our podcast is a commemoration of 30 years of a really solid friendship, so much so that we can exist in different countries and still have that strong bond. We are, I would say we're brought together really by our love for Dominica. We are both Dominican girls, and I don't mean the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, please don't get us confused.
I mean the Commonwealth of Dominica. If you see our little logo, you'll see a heart around the Dominican flag. That is the Dominica to which I refer. It is a beautiful, the most luscious and beautiful little island situated in between Martinique and Guadeloupe in the Lesser Antilles. Come on, Renz.
Yeah,
Show me,
it's
show me, mate. Right? In the Lesser Antilles,
no
it is a windward
choice.
island. What's the four windward islands?
The 4 Windward Islands is Saint Lucia, Saint Vincent, Dominica, and Grenada.
I can't believe you,
A plus!
I can't believe you know that. I love
Because
this for
I
you,
paid
boo.
attention, okay?
Social studies. Anyway, God, I've got so much things. Remember when I used to get zero in social studies? Anyway,
Not a
please,
podcast.
please, that's enough. Anyway, sorry, I got thrown off. So we were
When
talking.
okay, so tell everybody about how we met in
Okay,
like
yes. We
primary
met in
school?
96. Yeah, we met in
Yeah.
96. My parents moved me over from the UK. I was born in the UK. My parents moved me over from the UK to live in Dominica. So we kind of just like moved the whole family. And then I had to do a couple of years primary school and then high school in Dominica as well. Rena was one of the first people that I met and who just sort of like embraced me as the unknown. I was the little girl, as she says, with pigtails and an accent.
Yeah, in
Right?
7th grade. In 5th grade,
Yeah.
sorry, 5th
So
grade.
yeah, and yeah, she just sort of embraced me and I was under her wing. She used to teach me stuff with her bad handwriting. She would try, you know, and when I moved over there, I didn't because I mean, if I think about the syllabus, where in the UK we're big on like reading, especially at that
Mhm.
age, we're big on reading and stuff, whatever. But they are like military with their
Yeah.
science and their social studies. And I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
when I first came, I didn't know what any of this stuff was. And obviously it was like Caribbean history and stuff. I didn't know much about Dominica. So I used to get big zeros on my tests. And at least Renz was one of the ones who wouldn't laugh at me.
I would never. Like, I would always try to help. It's important in any friendship to remember that you have to help your friends, even though you're
I think
helping
the
them.
basis of our relationship is kindness, really.
Yeah.
That's important because I tell you, I mean, over the weeks and the months and the years, we'll go into it about how there's a lot of fake friends around.
Yeah, they
And your
are.
relationship, your friendship doesn't last 30 years because you're there kikiing and talking rubbish. You
Yeah.
talk about the hard things, you talk about the real things, and you talk about the fact that you got solid a solid friendship. But anyways, going on we went to the convent preparatory school. And then we went to the convent high school after that, which was an all-girls school. And we just became much closer then because we got put in the same class for the first year of high school. And
Yes.
we sat at the front next to each other. And it was just a brilliant time. I mean, we were, what, 11, 12. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, wasn't it, Renz? I mean, life was so
Yes, it
good
was
then.
really fun. Like it
It
really
was
was.
fun. School was great. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not like I wouldn't say like we were the top academically, but we used to do our work. We used to talk in class though.
Well, the thing about it is of our friendship and the group of kids that we grew up with, like academically, the lowest grade was like an 80.
Yeah.
So if you're an 80 in a class of 30, like I don't know, we were pretty smart kids. Even our dumbest kid was pretty smart. So we went to a really good school and sometimes I think that also helps with making you who you need to be.
Yeah, just
So
shaping you. Like I always say that this is the best thing my parents could have ever done is move me to Dominica because during my formative years, I got the best of the best. Do you know what I
mhm.
mean? So there's that. I mean, obviously there's been times when like Rena made me get a detention for talking in class. Yeah. It's
What's that?
not all, do you know what I
Well,
mean?
before you go into all of that, I just
Mm,
want to let everybody know why Besties Abroad and who it's aimed towards. So, on a random night, sent a message to Mike and I'm like, hey, let's do a podcast. Mind you, it's 2 a.m. in the morning.
I
But
mean,
in
the
the
usual.
UK, I am like random idea. I just felt like thinking about it and all the things that I have been through whilst I have lived in the US. People fail to realize how hard friendship love is and how hard friendships are,
To
and
sustain.
to sustain. And of course, as Malika said, there have been conflicts, there have been hard days, but we always manage to make it work. And I feel like after 30 years of making a friendship work, we could probably teach some people one or two things. How
Yes, I
would
mean,
you?
this is a disclaimer to say that we are not
Yeah.
friendship gurus.
Yes, we're
We're
not.
not,
Definitely not.
we're definitely not gurus of any sort, but I think after I mean, because remember, when you go for a job interview, they look at your
Mm,
qualifications and they look
yes.
at your work experience.
Yes.
And I
Yep.
would say that 30 years, it is big time
Mhm.
experience. So
Yep.
we kind of know what we're doing. And it's not
True.
like it's a bitchy friendship. I mean, sometimes it can
No.
get bitchy because sometimes, like,
Days.
she'll talk to people that I don't really know, or she will
That
be
is
like,
another
yo,
podcast.
that's another podcast. Okay, sorry.
Dealing with your friends that your friends don't like. Your bestie
That
doesn't
is a
like.
whole topic. I'll just sip
Yeah.
my
Yep.
tea.
Um, and like I was saying, I just feel like people fail to realize that it's important to have good friends, no matter where they are. And because something is hard, you can't just give up. So that's why we decided to do this. And as usual, my bestie jumps on any bandwagon that I'm going on.
I am, when it comes to her, I'm a bandwagoner. I am, listen, yeah. You know, people will be like,
Hmm.
people will be like, oh, guys, you shouldn't bandwagon, whatever, when there's an
Oh
issue in
no.
the news and people just jump on it. Me, I don't
Yeah.
jump on that stuff. I don't really care. But when
No.
it comes to her, I will bandwagon. You want to
That's
go
true.
here? You want to do this? I'm
Yep.
coming. I'm doing it.
Yep. Yep.
So the thing is, right? And, it's been, anyway, I mean, look, we're going to declare it right here and now. We're Christian girlies.
Yep.
We were brought up Roman Catholic. We're very, I mean, we're not, whatever, but, we do the thing.
Yes.
And it's important. This whole podcast experience, just even trying to get ourselves settled to record.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a headache. It's not a joke. Like
No.
it's what's the time now? It's 20 to 6 in the morning.
It is.
I have had to wait because, well, to be fair, I'm working from home, so I've had to wake up early to work anyway. And I'm
I don't want to
downstairs
bed.
in the kitchen. She's had to sort herself out. She has to go to bed because she got work tomorrow. I'm there with the dog snoring in my ear. And,
Somewhere.
I've had to come away from my family sleeping upstairs to
Yeah.
come and do this. Like, it's not a joke. But then
No.
also, if Renna called me or needed me at whatever time, I'm jumping up from my bed. I'm doing it because we need to talk. We need to settle this issue.
Yeah.
She needs advice or I need advice. Whatever. Like that. And that is what our friendship is about. It's about the girlies who they have a very strong bond with their friend from back home. And back home doesn't have to be the Caribbean. Back home can be somewhere in Africa. It can be Kenya. It can be Nigeria, South Africa.
All over.
But you've had to move. One person either has had to stay home, if you like,
Mhm.
and one's had to move,
Um,
or you've both
well,
emigrated, and but you're not willing to make the sacrifice or matching the hours. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
To have the conversations or to send the voice note. Sometimes it's just a little voice note, or do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But you're thinking, oh my God, no, what time is it by them? I'm going to disturb them. The problem is we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care about that stuff. Rena will voice note me at whatever time. When I get a minute, then I will listen to it.
She listen, but
But
she knows
it's a
what
very
was on my mind.
intrusive friendship.
It is. Poor Jeffrey. At least Jeffrey likes me, so we
Yes,
can.
and yes, I'm blessed to say that my bestie and my husband have the same birthday. They've
Yeah.
also known each other since they were children.
Yep.
So it's just brilliant.
It is.
It's a match. It's a three-way match made in heaven.
Yes. So Molly, tell me one of your core memories about me.
Oh, you mean
Besides,
besides the time you get detention? You
yes,
know what?
I did it.
I can't even like, there's so many things like core memories. I'm just thinking about times when like I've had sleepovers at your house as a
Oh, yeah.
teenager. Like it was very, I don't know how to explain it. We were just like a bit of a law unto ourselves, really.
Yeah.
Like we were very typical teenagers. Like I'll be like, she'll say, "Oh, Mally, you want to come over later? Okay, let me call my mom." And then we're just sorting everything out with
Yeah.
Auntie Joanne. Auntie Joanne, she just goes with the flow.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking a busy woman, an ex-bank manager. We're calling her at work. Auntie Joe, you're gonna pick me up. This woman's probably thinking, "What? I don't really care. Just whatever."
No,
And she
and
picked
she
me
never
up.
told us no.
No, I mean, what a woman, right? And my mom just goes along with it because she just
Yeah.
know and that's the thing. I pray for that for Mackenzie
Yeah.
and for
Yeah.
Sienna and
Yeah.
Wayne
When.
and Tristan that
Mm-hmm.
we have other moms,
Yeah.
or we are those other moms that will
Yes.
just be like, once I know my child is going to your house, it's cool, do your thing, boo.
Yeah.
And that is where it was at with my mom and with
Yeah.
Rena's mom. Um, so it's just like it's a home away from home, always going to Ren's house. And look, I'm not gonna be modest about it. Ren's lived in a big F of house. So it was like
I live on a
great,
little house on the hill.
the house on the hill. And it was just nice to explore because Ren's dad, may his soul rest in peace, my Uncle Harry, he
Yeah.
um he used to run the national lottery from his basement. I mean, it was a lot. That house was busy. So yeah, literally, that is one of my core memories. No, I can't say it's one of my core memories. The core memories.
Well, we talked about when my core memory of Mali, and we kind of talked about it. I met her in grade 5, and I was like, "Who is this girl with an accent?" Because Dominica, we talk. People think we talk like Jamaicans, but I'm like, nah. And she just didn't have our accent, and she talks very the Queen's English. But she was cool, so I took her under our wing and loved on her. But my core memory of Malika is Liz. She would literally call my grandmother's house to find out if I'm there and tell me, hey, I made broth. So broth is like a kind of Caribbean soup. And she would call me and say, Renz, your bowl is there. And I would trek up to Goodwill, up Federation Hill, 90 degrees sun to get my broth. Or she would make something else. I don't think it's pale out. She'd make something else that I liked, and then she would always call me for it.
Yes, so a bit of context. So Liz was my nanny, and not nanny in the sense of how British people will say like a maternal grandma or something. a
Yeah.
nanny back home is like your like the childminder, isn't it?
Yes. Or like a babysitter.
Like the babysitter, but she's like a
Yeah.
live-in,
Living
like
babysitter,
live-in.
yeah.
Um, and Lizzie, yeah, she's passed now. May I saw recipes. God, we have to
Yes,
do
rest in peace.
a whole episode on
Yeah.
grief,
And
really,
grief.
because we've had like quite a few people pass away that we
Yep.
were in love with. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, going back to the friendship and just celebrating 30 years of it, as Ren said before, it's not all, you know, great.
So,
Sometimes there's been rocky times over the years. There was a time when yeah, she fell out with me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This girl fell out with me for a few months. It was because at the time she felt I prioritized one of my boyfriends over her,
quote unquote.
which I get like now looking back. I get it. It was like my first boyfriend, and she felt like I put him over. I mean, I suppose, okay, in my defense, I would say, at the time I was just trying to get to know the person and all of that. But think about it now. Do I
Yeah.
speak to this person now? Well, I say that. Does this person speak to me now? No.
No.
Do I speak to my bestie? Yes. So
Yeah.
I think the maths is mathing. The maths is kind of mathing.
In
Okay.
my defense, I thought he was kind of mean to her. And like I said, my boyfriend at the time, like he could not come between us. He could tell me not to talk to anybody in the world, but not her. So yeah,
But I think well with that it was a big life lesson because it taught
yeah,
me from a very young age. I must have been what 17 or something. And
yeah,
after that, like for my whole adult life, I have never ever put like a guy over my friends in any way, shape, or form. So it's about like, yeah. And that's important because a lot of people do that. Like the thing is, there's a bit of a fine divide because
yeah.
when you first meet somebody, you'll be
Hmm.
talking to your bestie about that person or whatever, or you'll be trying to give them a bit of time, you know, but
Yeah,
then you don't let that person take over. That is the issue. Yeah. So that's really, really important.
and yeah, and we will talk about in other episodes about our relationships and how they went and how you deal with conflict. Hopefully, it'll help somebody listening to deal with their conflict too.
And just to encourage you generally, because we never want to lose the whole gist of the podcast,
No,
make amends, or if there's no beef, even
yeah,
just go to your friends, your childhood friends, the ones who helped you to grow,
yeah,
the ones who have been there from when you were a teenager or something.
even
Like,
younger.
you know, even if you are apart from each other and you can't meet up for drinks or brunch or whatever,
Hmm.
that's no like, do you know what I mean? Because there's certain milestones that
Hmm.
you guys can probably make it for,
Yep.
right? Yeah, that's really important.
So, Molly, what are the hot topics that we're covering this winter season?
There's gonna be quite a few interesting ones. For me, the one that we're gonna cover that I'm super excited for is the D word.
Dum dum
What's the D
dum.
word?
It's divorce. Dum dum.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. We're also one of the things that I am also interested in talking about is our accents.
Yeah, me too.
Like why she's a Yankee and
Yeah,
why I talk like this.
yeah.
But then sometimes I code switch, like especially when, I'm hot in a conversation
Oh
and
yeah.
then my British friends will be like, wow, see how the Caribbean just came out of her, like that kind of thing.
Funny.
Code switching is a
I have a
big thing.
friend, when I yell at my kids, makes him so excited because he's like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not in the Caribbean."
Oh my goodness. So that's the whole thing. And
Yep.
we're also going to be bringing like some guests here and there
Hmm.
to talk on our show. So that's super exciting.
We are excited.
What topics are you most looking forward to then, Ren?
I'm looking forward to our carnival culture, and because I'm actually going to carnival.
Listen, yeah, I know you mustn't be jealous of your friend, but I feel super jealous.
And I think that's an important topic because I don't feel like people understand, like, it's not just naked dancing in the streets, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot to our culture that I feel like a lot of people don't understand, and I think it's important to talk about it. I'm also excited to talk about the turning 40
Yes, my goodness, all the 1986
6
babies
babies.
are
Yup, we
40
are
this year.
there.
So we're going to talk about that.
We are also gonna talk about our New Year's resolutions, or if we have them.
Or
I
like
don't, or lack thereof, and other fun things that we will always let you know what we're talking about in that week. So you gotta stay tuned to listen to hear what we're saying. So our podcast will be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. It will be available every Wednesday.
Wednesday, it's the hump day.
It's the hum day. Every Wednesday it'll be available and you can go listen to it and listen to it in the car going home or put it on when you're cooking and just enjoy listening to Besties Abroad.
Besties a broadcast. We're also on Instagram at Besties a broadcast.
Yes, so you can send us a message on Instagram or email us about topics. Or if you'd like to be on our podcast, like
Please
we
come
are,
through.
yeah, just reach out to us. We have a couple guests, and I am so thankful that we have so many supporters. Like it's amazing to see that people actually
You know
want
what it
to
is?
hear
Because
us talk.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to shout out our friend Farron, who we went to
Yes.
school with,
Oh yeah.
and we because just in the theme of being vulnerable, this is difficult. The timing is
Yes.
crazy, and we had said we're gonna. Was it about 3 weeks ago? Meant we're gonna go live with our first episode, and
Yes.
and then life happened. Life be lifing.
Life.
Life was lifing, and it didn't happen. And it was like, oh my God, feeling stressed and under the cosh. And Farron reached out to us, didn't she? And she's like,
Yes,
"Hey,
you did.
what's the podcast, eh?" And I'm not gonna lie, it gave me a bit of a new lease of life. I was like, "Do you know what? Where is the podcast? Where
Where's the plug? I know.
where is it hiding?" So big
Yes.
up to Farron for like holding us accountable.
Yes. Thank you,
Also,
Farron.
big up my friend Rashida. Remember my friend Rashida? And she's on our
Yes.
eight. Where's the podcast, girls? I'm waiting. And you know what? It makes me realize that if you want to speak something out into the universe, sometimes it's being people say, "Oh, don't say this, don't say that."
Yes.
You have to say it so that you're held accountable.
Yes, you are.
That's really, really important.
Yep. And we'll probably have a podcast about accountability and holding each other accountable because Malika is my accountability partner. I know many of you may have husbands and boyfriends and spouses, whatever. But this is my accountability partner. She and my mom. Shout out to JoJo. It's just, yeah, they keep me grounded and on track because I can derail real quick. So do you have any closing remarks, Molly?
My closing remark for today's introductory podcast is that delayed does not mean denied.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Delayed does not, I mean, I don't mean to sound all biblical and that sort of thing on my high horse. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I'm just saying, delayed does not mean denied.
Sure doesn't.
That's the one for today. That's where my head is at.
And I just want all our listeners out there to remember distance means so little when someone means so much.
Yep, they mean so much to you. Don't let distance get in the way.
Never let distance stop you.
Yeah, you just have to get on with it. I mean, how many miles away are you from me?
I have a million as far as I'm concerned. I can't
Like
walk to you.
Kansas to
Kansas.
Cambridgeshire in the UK. I mean, it's a bit far. If we had to
It
get on a
is.
plane, it will be a good 7 hours?
Yep. 7 hours.
So,
But I would do it for you in a heartbeat.
always, 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 my darling. Yeah.
Well,
So on that
Bye.
note, we just want to say thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in to Besties Broadcast. And yeah, it's your girls with the mic.
Yep, we will be back next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.